everybody, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host, Dave.
And I'm your other host, the guy Dave asked questions of Don. And all right,
That
that was
has
an
kind of
interesting. What's that?
that has become the format, hasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much like, okay, so hey Don, what do you think about that? Or
All right, maybe we'll
here we
mix it up.
go.
Maybe we'll start mixing a little. Maybe I'll start an
Well, I know. What are you
article,
going to do
then
though?
you'll
You're the
start. We'll go
host,
back and forth.
okay.
We can,
I mean,
yeah, this is an equal partnership. That's what I have said to everyone that has left me in my life. I mean,
right. No, you
all
gotta.
former hosts.
Okay.
You know who you are, you bastards. Uh,
We
they
could
hurt
talk
me.
about all that offline, but yeah, there you go.
They hurt me, Don. They hurt me. It's
I get it.
the wounds go deep. Uh, what are we talking about tonight? Let me look at the email. So, we got a new sponsor. We'll talk about that. It's going to be the first main thing we're talking about. There is some interesting Doomsday and Spider-Man news, plus some Game of Thrones and Avatar news. So yeah, that's all interesting. So yeah, we'll get into all of that tonight. It'll be fun and informative. I have breaking news that I have from a reliable source that I'm
Oh,
going to share tonight. This is a superhero speak exclusive that you won't hear anywhere else, but we'll get into that too. So with all that being said there, my friend, how was your Thanksgiving? How are you doing? Did you survive? All that stuff.
I did survive. I am here. Had a great holiday. You know, I like turkey, but I like ham even better. And we had
Mm.
lots of ham. I love pie.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I really, really overdid it in a painful way. I mean, I must have had 6, 7 pieces of big old ham.
Mm.
And yeah, so that was a great holiday indeed. But I even had to work retail on Black Friday, and I
Oh,
survived that. So that's something I haven't had to do in about 20 years. But actually, it wasn't that bad because I'm like a late shifter. So yeah, all the
yeah.
crazy fights and kung fu fighting has ceased since then. All the doorbuster deals are done, so I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that. So there you go. I mean, good stuff. Oh, and I'm the type of guy. Surprises really aren't. But speaking of Black Friday, so this right here is the Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered, Final Fantasy 1 through 6. It's a $90 game there. Black Friday, $40. So I'm like, to my wife, I'm like, listen, this is what I want for Christmas, and we can get it for like $40 now. So how about it? Like, so I mean, I'll give it to her. She's gonna wrap it. I'm not gonna play it. I'm still finishing Suikoden 2, and I have limited time to do so. So it's not like it's gonna happen quickly. But hey, that's still very much privileged to do all of that. How about you, Dave? How was your Thanksgiving?
um. Hey, look, we got Thrawn and Kassan tonight.
Yes,
The,
all right.
the Jedi's were the guardians of peace in the Old Republic until they were hustled down by Brie Larson. Thrawn kills it again.
They were
Hello,
hunted down by Brie Larson.
hello, Kassan. There must not be any good football games on right
Hello,
now.
fellas.
My Thanksgiving was long. It started on Wednesday. Uh, so I worked
Nice.
a half
All
day
right.
Wednesday, then went to the girlfriend's, and this has become a new tradition. I go to her house usually on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we bake pies and make cranberry sauce for the holiday. I love cranberry sauce. My um, so I don't know if you know this, but traditionally cranberry sauce has orange in it. It's cranberries and a little orange juice and the zest of the orange to give it flavor. No actual pieces of orange in it. But my daughter is allergic to orange, so what I've started doing, I started it last year and did it again this year, is I put pineapple in it. and I made a big batch this year, and it was a hit. Like, I made a really big batch, and there was just like 2 servings left that I brought home with me. So I'm glad everyone
That
really
does
enjoyed.
sound good. That does sound very good.
So so yeah, so then um for regular viewers of the show, they people know that I don't drive. I don't have a license, and of course, my daughter moved to York, Pennsylvania, which is 2 to 2.5 hours away, and my son-in-law had to work till 8 o'clock on Wednesday, and he came to pick us up. So he didn't get here till I want to say quarter after 20 after 10. So by the time we got to my daughter's, it was 12:30 ish, and so by the time we got settled to bed, it was like 1 o'clock. And of course, there's 4 small children in that house. Well, one's a 1-year-old, so she was still sleeping, but the other 3 were up at like quarter after 5,
Oh
running
my
around and making
God.
noise. Yeah. Um,
I do not miss that part of parenting.
Neither do I. Again, I'm the grandparent, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah. And then of course I make the turkey and the stuffing every year because my daughter and her husband and her kids are vegan, but other people who come to her house to celebrate with us are not. So, and I am not, and my son is not. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I made a turkey and some stuffing, and um, played with the grandkids most of the day, and then um, so it was a good Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot
Well,
of fun. By the time we got home, it was 9:30 at night, and
mm-hmm.
then
Oh yeah.
so the other thing I didn't tell you is my girlfriend got new appliances. I don't think I mentioned this. She got a dishwasher, all the whole suite, fridge, stove, and dishwasher because her they were all going. They were all old and having problems. She decided I'm just going to replace them all at once.
That's a
The stove.
flex.
Well, it's cheaper to buy a suite than it is to buy them individually. Believe it or not, if you
I
look,
get it. I
yeah.
get it.
So she got the stove and the refrigerator, and then started like looking at the dishwasher and asking me questions, and then realized that there was like mold in the drain pipe for the dishwasher. So
Sure.
she was worried about that, and it ended up being a little bit bigger of a problem than she thought because the everyone who's done any plumbing knows the S trap, or the trap that's under your sink.
Mm-hmm.
Food particles get in there, and there was mold all inside of the pipe. So she like asked a plumber she knew about it, and they said talk in guise of the delivery coming, and they're like, a lot of delivery guys, if they pull the old one out and they see mold, they're just going to push it back in and say we can't do this and leave, which is probably true. They don't want to deal with it.
What do we deal with it? You just replace the pipe, right? Like,
So so, so in her infinite wisdom, she bought a new sink and said, "Can you help me put it in?" And I was like, "Okay." Um,
oh man, she's got you painting. Now you're doing sink work.
that's I'm a man. That's my job.
I get it. I
That's
know.
my job as
I
her
got you.
man. So
I understand.
like, but the whole thing was, I talked to her when I got home on Thursday, and it was like we also went out. That's the other thing, is we also had plans to go to dinner and a musical downtown on Friday. That was supposed to be like our night to like do something.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, her one son roped himself into it. the the gay one, it's a musical. But anyway, I digress. I love Nikki. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but um,
You're going to watch the same musical, so
yeah, you're right. But anyway, what I'm getting at is the plan was, well, I would get to her house around 4, and then we would just leave from there. We had dinner reservations for 5:30, and then um and go to the show and whatnot. But then like I get up on Friday, have my coffee and something to eat, and I just text her good morning, and then a few minutes later she texts me back and she's like, good morning, could you come earlier? I'm like, what? And she's like, well, the boys are going out Saturday night, so they said it was easier for them to get stuff done today.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, so I rush around and get a shower, pack my stuff up, get ready to go, because the plan was to spend the night and work on it Saturday originally,
Yeah.
but I was going to spend the night anyway. So pack my stuff up, rush out the door, get to her house, and then like they're putting up trim, and because they're still finishing the kitchen, so they're putting up trim and doing all this stuff around the kitchen, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, well, they said we'll do the sink tomorrow. It's like, okay. So I helped her do a couple little things, and she got ready. We went out, had a really good time. It was Back to the Future the musical. So so that was fun. And then we got back, got up, we had to go to the hardware store to get a few things to do the sink. Which anyone who's ever done any kind of plumbing and work on an old house, it's luckily it wasn't that big of a job, but in the sense of like things I thought of, I have done stuff like this before, so I had thought of a lot of things in advance, but it still was a pain. It still took, I want to say, 3 hours to get to the point where it was hooked up.
Always does.
Yeah. And so like, so that was the thing too. Like I'm exhausted by the time we were done, and she like leans over and goes, would you want to just spend the night again tonight, and then I'll take you home in the morning? And I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that meant I didn't get anything done here at home that I had planned to do this weekend. And by the time I got home today, it was like 1:00. I was just 1:30. I was just exhausted, and I'm just like, I took a nap after I had my dinner, because there was just no way I was going to do the show tonight without some kind of rest. It was a long 4 days. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad to be here talking nerd shit with you.
Right on. Yeah.
Yep. What do vegans eat for Thanksgiving? Well, that's a good question, Kassan.
Remember, we established they like to simulate murder still.
Well, here's the funny thing, because normally she does get the like tofu turkey cutlets, and then she makes they make their own stuffing, not because any other reason than my son-in-law doesn't like regular stuffing. He doesn't like the texture of like mushy bread, so they make a rice stuffing. So she makes a rice stuffing, and then normally, like I said, normally tofu turkey cutlets or whatever. This year it was meatballs, because apparently IKEA has regular meatballs and tofu meatballs, or some kind of fake meatballs. So that's what they made. And then of course she makes just a bunch of vegetables, but like, Brussels sprouts. Of course, a vegan's going to eat Brussels sprouts, and corn. She makes mashed potatoes with I think like almond milk instead of regular milk. They came out fine, and yeah, so a bunch of vegetables, bunch of sides like that, and sweet potatoes. I made a regular pumpkin pie. She makes a vegan pumpkin pie, which means it has no milk in it. That's the only thing that's non-vegan in a pumpkin pie. So yeah, it works out. I thought the meatballs were a weird option. Everyone loved the cranberry sauce, though. It was a huge hit, like I said, because that's just cranberries, pineapple, and sugar. That's
Right.
why
You can't go wrong there.
no, you cannot. So yeah. That was my Thanksgiving, and I am just done. To work
Next,
tomorrow.
bring on
Thank good.
Christmas.
Oh, don't get me started. I already started my Christmas shopping though, but yeah, don't get me started. dark times ahead. And you know who can help us with dark times? Our friend Darth Don can tell you where you can find more superhero speak.
Darth Don here. And you must subscribe to Superhero Speak if you haven't already. And if you have already, make another account and subscribe again. You also will like this video. And while you're on the HoloNet, go to superheroespeak.com. Find the links to our merch and purchase one of our shirts. Don't skimp on the shipping, or else I will trap you in a box with an agitated gundog named Brie Larson. I would just force lightning you, but we don't have that in the effects budget. Now, back to the show.
All right. Before we'll do this because this makes you happy, Don. All
There
right,
you go.
lots of BS to talk about. Before we actually get into the BS, we do have to talk about our new sponsor, Mint Mobile Internet. They in fact they want us to play their ad. So you ready?
All right.
Here we go.
That's right. Mint Mobile is coming home to your home. I mean, if you'll have us. It's internet for your home from Mint. Minternet. Fast 5G home internet powered by T-Mobile for $30 a month. No more triple-digit monthly bills or waiting for the cable guy to show up and silently judge your home decor. You've crossed the 2-foot perimeter, so back off or I will stab you both in the d***. The highly visible d***.
What? How could they? How could they?
Your highly visible dick, he said.
Ryan Reynolds. How could he? Of course he's
great.
Of course they're not sponsoring us. I wish they were. But you would saw that ad and said, "Man, he's just like Deadpool in real life."
I mean, and why not? It super works. I actually think I want to switch over now. That is so funny. It makes me want to, it's like one of those ads that makes you want to watch the whole thing, which, it's like the number one goal of every, ad out there. So I don't know, it's just clever. It's funny. Obviously, we support Ryan Reynolds here on the Superhero Speak show. We had the Mint Mobile movie marathon. You may remember.
Yes.
Back before I was a full member, I was a part of that, and that was, not soon after Mint Mobile was even a thing. So it's cool to see that it's still going. And yeah, Ryan Reynolds has like just this free, awesome, well, not free, but just this super awesome marketing that he's not spending a lot of money. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just Deadpool now.
I love the idea that I own the company. People know who I am. So if I just do an ad, I don't even have to pay myself or pay myself much to do the ad. And, people are going to watch it because I'm Ryan Reynolds, Not saying it's an ego thing. It just makes a lot of sense. Oh, Thron says beans that's what vegans eat for Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's though it's funny because I get what the joke is. Like, number one, he's on a green screen. It's supposed to make it look like the furniture is moving on its own because they're in green suits, but they're not edited out. And then they get too close. So he makes the joke about the 2-foot perimeter, and then the highly visible dicks comment because they're not invisible, even though it's green on green. And I get it, but just the attitude, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're dealing with Deadpool, not Ryan Reynolds.
So I just thought that was just super hilarious. Wanted to make sure everybody watch it to the end.
Oh, that's right. Yes, T-Mobile did buy them out, but I do
Even
think
better.
I think he is I still think he owns like a percentage, like he's a investor or a partner somehow. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's not the owner anymore. This is true. So, all right. I did not include this in the news, but I have it on very good authority. This is breaking news. This is a superhero speak exclusive about Man of Tomorrow, and that is that there will be a new Superman suit for that movie, and it'll be very much closer to the traditional Superman suit. It'll be the regular S, and he won't have
Okay.
the lines or anything. It'll just be a plain blue. That is what I've heard. So yeah, that's gonna, which makes sense, right? And I'm gonna say this because it makes sense that he would change the logo, because at the end of Superman, where it was like he had kind of rejected his Kryptonian side,
Yeah.
based on that full message, and who don't know where they're going to go with that canonically, but it would make sense, since everyone's calling him Superman, that he would change the logo to just a regular S, so that he was separating himself from the alien side. So, what do you think of this idea?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think the purists love that sort of thing. And it does, further that narrative that, with that reveal, he is, not into his Kryptonian parents and their ideas, and now fully embracing, mom, pa can't. And yeah, the S is for Superman and not for the House of L. You, so yeah, it makes sense. It'll make people happy. And, I'm all for it myself.
Um, Thrawn has then is Lex getting his power suit? As far as I know, he is.
Is
What this came up, there was a conversation with somebody I know who, I mean, I'm being honest here, somebody I know that works in the biz, more connected than we are, and it was in response to a there is there was a display at, I think, the DC headquarters. I can't remember where the display was, that had the suit in it from Superman, and it had recently been taken out and said currently in being used for production. And people are saying the photos might be fake, they're not sure, whatnot. And here it turned out that no, it's they believe that it's true. It was taken out because he's David Corn Sweat. Supposedly, this isn't confirmed, but supposedly they're reshooting part of Supergirl, and he's going to be in like the end of the movie. So he's going to be in that suit in Supergirl, but come Man of Tomorrow, he's going to be in the new suit. So
okay.
that is the current scuttlebutt. So you heard it here first, folks. Superman exclusive new suit in Man of Tomorrow. Mark these words. So the sources have told me, as we put it, the unanimous anonymous sources on the internet.
Unanimous, unverified,
but
unverifiable,
unverifiable, but true.
Let's not pretend that there will be some sort of verification in the future.
No,
verifiable.
There will not be.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be like an Iron Man of the DCU. He's already on multiple iterations of a power suit going on. Well, I mean, not yet, but
yes,
we'll see.
We'll see. We shall see. All right. Let's move on. So let's go across the aisle for a minute to the MCU and Doomsday, right? You remember we of course we covered the clip that came out with all the chairs with all the names of all the people who are going to be in the movie, and shortly after it came out, Kevin Feige came out and said, "Oh, Well, there's still more people that are going to be in this movie. There'll be more videos like this, more reveals in the future. It's been how many months now, and there have not been any more cast reveals, official cast reveals like that, because now it has come out, and they have said, now this is an insider saying this. This didn't come officially from Marvel, that anyone else that's in the movie is just a cameo or a very small part. So they don't see the need to do any more of those cast reveals. So I'll give you my thoughts, but you tell me, sir, what your thoughts are on that.
My thoughts are that those X-Men picture leaks were real, and now they're pissed off. And so they're not going to do any more, chairs reveals.
Huh. I didn't think of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's what I think. They're like, okay, screw it. We're keeping everything under lock and key, whatever. Because this is, yeah. So they're just saying we're done.
I can see that. That would make sense. It also makes sense to me though that, like, because they gave us a lot of people, and you can only have so many people have big roles or meaningful roles in a movie,
right?
And you can put a lot of people in, but they end up being cameos. Look at
and it was already a lot.
Yeah, look at Endgame, right? Like, there's everyone is in that movie at the end during the battle. Like, they don't play a part in the story that gets us to the final battle. That's all the Avengers, that are left.
Which to me tells us that with this many people that they've, named as the cast, much like Endgame, this is going to have to rely on previous movies. Of course, a lot of those characters don't have previous movies in the Disney MCU, but they're all one big happy family now since Deadpool and Wolverine, so that's no longer a thing. So I still think, that it's going to heavily rely on the fact that you've seen those other movies and know the characters. And we'll see if they pull that off. Because I think that's the only way they can have that many characters in a sub 3-hour movie, is if they heavily, and rightfully so, if they're going to do the whole multiverse Fox shit, then okay, I'm down for that. I mean, if we're going to be in the multiverse, I'm fine with you saying, okay, the Fox X-Men is a thing. That's actually pretty cool with me. But yeah, there we go. So that's how I think they're going to pull that off. So,
well,
why?
Go ahead.
Why spend money showing us cameo people when you're pissed off about leaks already?
Well, that's the thing too, right? So you brought them up, of course, X-Men, which leads us to the most famous of the X-Men, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and
Jackman.
The same insider that revealed this, he was asked, well, what does that mean for Wolverine? And basically said that yes, he is in the movie, but it's only a very small part cameo. So, which makes sense. But again, this could also be a movie where, like, the bulk of the people that they have told us about die in this movie, and then everyone's left that you're like, what about him? What about him? What about him? They show up in this, in Secret Wars. So, yeah. So have we heard the Cynthia Erivo is Storm rumor? Yes, we did talk about it on the show, didn't we? And
we talked about it. I've advocated for it. I still advocate for it. But no, more specifically though, he's right. It did pop up that again she was in talks. So if everything's fake, everything's real, we'll see. I hope it happens.
Right. I mean, we're fake. This is all AI. Like
all AI.
Yeah, we're not real. God forbid they use the Jackman in a Marvel movie. No one wants to see him.
Well, no, okay, so no. That's the thing though, Thrawn, is Wolverine, the character, paired with the fact that it's Hugh Jackman that's been playing him for so long, and at this point, he's the the Chris Reeves Superman version of Wolverine at this point, right?
Yeah.
So if you put him in a movie for more than a cameo, that's going to be the focus.
Yeah, no, that
And
is true.
That was a problem in the comics. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It's like, okay, we don't want to focus on Wolverine. We want to make money. Okay, Wolverine. You got to be careful with it. Same with Deadpool, but even more so Wolverine. He's always been. You just got to be careful with that. That was probably the whole downfall of the Fox X-Men universe. It was just like Wolverine from the very first movie was Wolverine. CU.
Yeah, and
I love Wolverine, but it's just it's you gotta he takes over everything if you have him in there too much.
Agreed, but I think to Kassan's sarcastic point is that if they're afraid that people aren't going to see the movie, they will reveal that he's in it. Him and Ryan Reynolds. Like if they put out the first trailer and there isn't a lot of buzz for it, I guarantee if they're in the movie, they will be in the second trailer. Because I
already thought their stunt to do that was Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. That would be a waste.
I guess we'll see.
And again, I still got to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, we got to see.
Reserve judgment.
We got to see what kind of trailers they give us. We still got time for that. So, yeah. All right. Well, and then also speaking of Marvel, and of course our favorite wall crawler, Spider-Man. They're currently working, of course, on Brand New Day, and there's been a lot of speculation about who Sadie Sink is going to play, and it was recently revealed that she's going to be playing a shape-shifting character.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, Sathra is a character from more recent Spider-Man movies. So, she is one of those. I can't think of the other character's name. The one who was hunting down all the Spider-Man from across the multiverse to take their powers, the Spider Totems. God, I can't. Not Morbius. I can't think of the character's name. It's like one of the last Spider-Man stories I read. It was the other, and I can't think. It was this weird character, right? Like came from different universes, and he was trying to hunt down the Spider-Man to take their powers, and it was all about the Spider Totem and all that. And she's a character from that idea, and she's a shapeshifter. So because that's the thing too, is that apparently she was seen in public with like dark hair, and of course the character has in her human form has dark hair, and someone said, oh, it doesn't matter what hair color is because she's a shapeshifter, and but they didn't say who the character was. So that's why that is now the new rumor, and it kind of obviously eliminates her being Mayday Parker, which was the last persistent rumor for a while. I think it's too early to kind of introduce a older adult Mayday Parker, but because I don't want Mayday Parker from an alternate universe if they're going to do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe if they do it in Elseworlds, maybe if they did, I would want Mayday Parker if they did a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, make him the older Spider-Man who's lost his leg and retired, and he does have an adult daughter with Mary Jane, and it's and she has her powers from and becomes Mayday. Do it that way, and do it like in Elseworlds, like DC does. They have a Batman movie that's not connected to anything. I would pay money to see that, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. What do you think? You think will be a? Who do you think she's playing? Do you think this is the character? Do you know anything about those storylines?
No, I have no idea. And as I was reading what you'd sent as the article, being unfamiliar with the character, I'm like, this can't be true. I mean, I really it can't be true because it would be stupid. Why would it be stupid? Because this is another like D level character. Like, what are you doing when you have other characters that she can play that are much more recognizable? And you say she's a shapeshifter, and we're about to get Mystique. Like, so we had the Skrulls.
It all
Like, there's
ties
just
back to the X-Men with you.
yes, yes, but also just no one cares about that character. So why, when you have Mary Jane, when you have I don't know, the other idea that we talked about last week with Firestar, you've got that character. I don't really see this, but yeah, you've got Black Cat, which there have been rumors about. So I'd be awfully disappointed if this is true.
I guess. I
Like,
don't know
that's
how.
like
I don't.
I get it, Dave, because like you freaking read the comics of that event and stuff. Like, absolutely. That's like me, like with the X-Men and Armor. Like I'd love to see Armor in the MCU, but like, it's an obscure character, so it's not really going to get non X-Men fans jazzed up at all.
Right.
Like, who's that? Hisako?
Well, also it's one of those things. I will say this: if you bring the character in without bringing in the other storyline and the concept of the spider totem and all those things, then it's a waste. It's like bringing in Venom as just an alien thing, or that showed up on Earth and goes to Eddie Brock and eliminating the whole Secret Wars, black costume's actually alive, symbiote storyline from the comics that like made Venom interesting in the comics. So yeah, like, and yes, I'm saying that the Venom movies really weren't that great. So
can't argue with you there.
Yeah. So I agree with that concept. I don't know if I would sit there and say D level character, because I think I don't know how popular that story was. That whole storyline was with people. So what did Kassan say here?
Oh, here we go. Yep. This is an interesting comment. Kassan says, I think Marvel secretly hates X-Men. They want to prove that the Marvel storyline can hold up to the MCU. They want to believe their writing is good enough. They failed at that. I mean, yeah. Oh, wrong one.
Oop.
I mean, I think that there is maybe that chip on their shoulder because of even what happened in the comics when they didn't own the rights to the movies for the X-Men. So they tried to like kill the X-Men in the comics and make the Inhumans the cool new mutant type characters, and they failed miserably.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's just yeah, I get it. Like it's probably frustrating that they're like all this hard work, and then we just have a-holes like Don here just sitting there. The X-Men, where's the X-Men? Where's the X-Men? So, there's a bit of a truth element to that. And then Thrawn says, will they connect the Spider-Verse to the MCU? I think they have to. I think they need to deliver Miles Morales, and they're doing the Doomsday Secret Wars right now.
Yeah.
So if there was that cool like breakout character event, that would be the play for me, is to take Miles Morales while we're doing the multiverse crazy kooky dukes.
But
at least use it to get Miles Morales into the
who do you get to play the live action Miles Morales?
I don't know, but I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure there's plenty of
you got to get
actor.
You have to, in my opinion, you have to get someone young.
Absolutely.
Yeah, someone that like like Tom Holland was believable as a high school kid. You get in the beginning, you got to do that, and he's got to feel younger than Tom Holland.
Yeah. Oh,
So
it's got to be like that kid, Will Smith's kid that played the Karate Kid reboot. Like, yeah,
yeah,
like I
yeah.
want
I
like that
mean,
age.
I think
I mean, he's too old now, of course.
supposed to
That
say,
was, but
is it Jaden? Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's too old now to play him, but yeah, he could have worked, 10, 15 years ago. Um, so yeah, I don't see why they don't, because Miles Morales is a very popular character.
Popular character. You can establish him young. 20-year franchise. Just like Deadpool told you. Laid it all out for you.
I know. If it came from an X-Men, it must be true.
Listen, he said Hugh Jackman was going to play Wolverine till he's 90, and and apparently that's true.
The sad part is it's probably how old is Hugh Jackman? It's probably not that far
He's
away.
only in his 50s, but there's also a thing called Old Man Logan. So
Yeah.
when he gets too old, he's got a role right there. Everyone will be calling for it.
Okay.
Familiar, but
If the kid in the new version of Prince of Bel-Air was athletic, then yeah, looks like him too. Yeah, I've only seen the trailers for that. I haven't actually watched it. I have a hard time with the concept, and it's funny because I know Will Smith, like was behind it, not behind it, but like supported it and everything, and it's what made it into a
yeah.
full blown show. But like, nah.
Well, it seems like very dramatic.
Yes, it is. It's a dramatic take on the story, and it's just like, I get it, but like I grew up with Will Smith. Like I'm from Philly, like I didn't
Yeah.
actually grow up with
Yeah.
him. If I did, I'd probably have a different life. But um but I grew up watching him because like there's a law in Philadelphia that whenever one of his movies come out, you must go see it. Like
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if you didn't realize, people don't realize that. Uh if you're a celebrity from Philadelphia and you come out with something, you must go watch it. That's the rules. So so yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about dramatic French Fresh Prince of Bel-Air after watching it for so many years.
Yeah, I'm not a big TV drama guy, so I stay away. There's enough drama in the world.
True, very true. All right. Looks like we got a bot watching us over on Twitch. Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you, Twitch bot. You're our only hope.
Speaking of Twitch, though, I will use that to
Okay.
say that once the holiday seasons are over here, at some point, I do want to do more like streaming, like RPG streaming. I've got 6 Final Fantasies to play through once I start, having some time. So just look out for that, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have any requests, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I have lots of requests. I want to play.
Also, that reminds me, I'm sorry. Was it you that asked me if I was going to buy the Steam console? Was that someone asked me that? I thought it was you, but I didn't know then, but I know now. Hell no. They want $900 for the thing. You can buy a high-end, high-performance PC for that much. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Hell no. I'm not buying. I was kind of into it because
well, it's also one of those things I've looked and like, yeah, the newest ones are really expensive, but if you get like a version back, they're like not even half the price, and like it's like an Apple product, once the new one comes out, the previous one drops greatly in price, and the one before that drops even greater in price. So
yeah.
Don opening up on an OnlyFans account for Final Fantasy and feet pics. Yes,
That might not be a bad idea.
Our 77,000 subscribers will go watch you
No,
on
I doubt.
OnlyFans.
I doubt anyone.
Oh, what you
interested in that.
no, what you just do? Here's what you do. All you do is you play Final Fantasy with your feet. And
With
just
my feet.
just stream your feet on the controller playing the game.
Yuck.
And
You
you
know how
will make
expensive these controllers are. My viewers better be in the thousands for me, because
77,000. You just wash your feet before you play. That's all. I mean, come on. All right, enough of that silliness.
Yuck.
Let's get on to some other silliness. You brought these last ones to my attention. Game of Thrones. You're the big Game of Thrones fan on here, and apparently, right? They're calling for multiple. I read an article. You had mentioned that there was something about there's going to be a Game of Thrones spinoff, but like George R. R. Martin said, no, there's going to be multiple Game of Thrones spinoffs, and yet he still has yet to finish the Song of Fire and Ice series. So what do you think? Because like you're the Game of Thrones guy. Like, does this upset you?
So when you say I'm the Game of Thrones guy, I just want to be clear for any of our newer viewers watching. I've never read the books, although that may change here at some point. But certainly not while we're in this limbo of like the last two books will never be written. And yet, we're going to get... I've heard of the sequel series. You said spinoffs. There's already the House of Dragon is already currently, but they're going to do another prequel. But yeah, now they're actually talking like they're going to move forward with J.R.R. Martin to do a sequel series. And it's like these poor people that have actually read his series up until now and are just waiting to know like what that ending will be, since everyone hates the way the show ended. But right now, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, that's the only ending to the story you have until he finishes these next two books, which apparently he's just never going to do. They've sucked him up into TV land. And I mean, listen, it's his decision and it's a lot of money. I just feel bad for the fans of the book, because like imagine you're a Lord of the Rings fan and all of a sudden, in the middle of writing Return of the King, Tolkien just stops and they start working on the Lord of the Rings movies. And then they ended it and it was horrible. And I feel bad.
I'm going to say this. I said it when they introduced the series, and a guy I worked with at the time was a huge fan of the books, had read them all, and he was super excited about it. And I said, it's a really bad idea to start this show without the books being finished.
Yeah.
Because one, creatively, you don't know how the books are going to end. So if he finishes the books while the show's going on and people are disappointed in the end of the books, they're going to stop watching the show, because it'll go on social media, it'll spread everywhere, and people are like, ew, I don't like how it ended. But no, we got the flip. He stopped working on the books while the shows were being made, and no one liked how the show ended, even though they claim that George R. R. Martin gave the notes to them on here's how to end it. Like that was his vision. Like, was it well executed? No, but that was his vision. And like, yeah, so Cersei, is that her name?
That is a character in the show, yes. And yes.
Isn't she the mother of dragons?
No, that is shit. It's I know Khaleesi, but that's not her name. I can't remember.
Well, regardless, like that was his plan, that she's gonna go crazy and kill everyone. you know, like no happy ending. Like, and of course you read those books, it's like, yeah, there's no way, or watch the show.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Okay. There's no way the show ends with a happy ending, but that was bad.
I didn't think it was that bad. I know a lot of people had said like her turn to madness was very quick, which, you know, people are crucial of before the sequels came out. People hated the prequels because they thought Anakin's turn was too quick, which I didn't agree with him then either. But I think a lot of people were wanting her to be some sort of hero. I think there was kind of a feminist element there, but yeah.
Not necessarily, I don't know if it's necessarily a hero, but the, how do I say this? Like, I agree too. Like, and again, I didn't watch it. My late wife was a huge fan and watched it, and she said it was a very, she felt it was a very quick turn at the end. But a lot of critics said this, and I kind of agree with them, is that the people who were writing this show and writing the final season had gotten like a contract to do something else, so they feel like they shortcut the
They were
final.
going to do a Marvel. They were going to do a Marvel thing.
Yes, that's what
Never
it was.
happened.
That didn't happen, but they got
Double
offered it,
Ds.
so they kind of, and I think there was a scheduling conflict,
They rushed the ending.
so they rushed the ending of the
Yeah,
show.
the last 2 seasons were like 6 episodes each. It was crazy.
Yeah, where I'm sure George R. R. Martin would have written it and in a way that made more sense, and it was explained why she has her descent into madness, where it's just like, this is just like, kill them all. Yeah. So yeah, like that's that was just a terrible thing. Like, just they shouldn't have done the show without the books being finished, and there should have been a push.
I don't see how as an author you could do that to your story.
But I feel like he just made a ton of money on it, and it was quicker gratification, you know.
Which, I know, and that's what happened though. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. I mean, his writing was so good that before the story was even over, people picked up on it and wanted to throw cash, and, you know, it was a great show though, to a point.
Well, the great James Burton says,
like the ending,
says it was bad. Welcome, James. Kasan says it was shit. What does Thrawn say here? She became a woman's anti-hero after showing her being R-word.
Oh, sorry.
And then assuming the power. They don't like that word on YouTube. We got to be careful. You know, the algorithm, we must obey the algorithm. In fact, actually, I learned something earlier, which I believe is true. There are things that the algorithm pushes. So Candace Owens. I'm just getting that out there because apparently her crap is getting pushed by the algorithm because she's spouting a lot of conspiracy theories lately. So she's like the new Alex Jones, apparently.
Okay, well, just be careful because now the algorithm heard me say rape, and then Candace shows.
Oh no! No!
So you're gonna algorithm mind. Be careful.
We disavow any comments like that.
I mean, no, officially, superhero speak. You can safely assume that we're not evil, insane we are in fact against rape.
Yes. And conspiracy theories. Now we like some.
No,
all right. That didn't happen because of the reception of the Game of Thrones ending. This is true, Kasan. Yes, they got because they rushed it and it was so bad. Marvel was like, "Yeah, you guys stay over there. We don't need you to write for us." So
yeah, congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah,
I need to get that video clip on here. Anyway.
Speaking of writings, authors, and movies, and weird media, so James Cameron this is a weird segue. James Cameron, who obviously created Avatar, the Avatar movies, and has done a lot of great movies over the years. And he currently has Fire and Ash coming out. And he said, if the movie fails in the box office, so he's already saying it might fail in the box office, and
Hedging his bet.
doesn't make enough money to justify Avatar 4 and 5, he's ready to walk away and write a book to resolve the storyline threads that it leaves open. Okay. All right. I got to say, first off, I'm not a huge. I watched the first one. I didn't go see Way of Water. Fire Ash is out or it's coming out. I'm not. I don't know. I don't follow them as closely as some people.
It's coming out.
It's coming out. But didn't both of them make over $1 billion? So actually, didn't Avatar make the first one make like 3 billion or something, or some ridiculous amount?
Yeah, no, they're very popular. My family loves them. I don't, but the rest of my family does. A lot of normies do. It's like normie magnet for some reason. I mean, it's visually impressive. So
the way Hollywood math works is he's made enough money on the first two to justify making 3 more. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, they're not. The studio is going to be like, all right, this one didn't make as much as the other ones, but it still made a profit. So yeah, go ahead and make the next one. They're not going to stop them. But I also kind of feel like, how do I say this nicely? I feel it's a bit of an ego trip, because I kind of feel like he's pre-saying, like, if it doesn't make over $1 billion, I'm going to walk away. I could be wrong, but it kind of feels like he might be saying that, and it's weird. Like, he took so long in between movies, and it's all about, oh, the technology wasn't there. And I kind of call BS on that. Because there's been some leaps in technology, but not so great that he had to wait to make it. So, because again, people don't go to a movie because of the clarity of the pixels on the screen. Right. I'm sorry. It's a stupid argument, because he was waiting for, I can't remember, a certain kind of camera, but like, there's only a dozen theaters in the United States that can project this film that he wanted to use for Avatar. So it was just like, I don't understand what the wait was. I feel like if he had made them with only 2 years in between, he would be like richer than probably Elon Musk right now. But he chose to wait, and I do think that hurt the movies a little bit. Lost some steam, but I think what did Kasan say here? It's going to make $2 billion. I don't know if it'll make $2 billion, but it's going to make at least $1 billion. I feel. Yeah, James is right though. It's a bad sign that he's saying this already. What do you think? You said your family's a big fan, so you didn't care for did you see the Way of Water or whatever the second one was called?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen it. Maybe we should review that one before Fire and Ash comes out.
Well, no, here's the thing. I mean, we can, whatever, but and you mentioned this even too, like watching the first one, like, oh, this valuable resource, what's its name? Unobtainium. Yeah. I immediately, kind of checked out of the universe. But again, I have a family, they watch it, I watch it with them, so I watch it by proxy. Now, so as far as James Cameron claiming that this is going to go to book if the movie doesn't make money, I mean, I agree. I think it's going to make money. It's a normie magnet. But the economy's pretty shit right now. There are movies that are having a lot of money spent on it that aren't making the money back. So I think he is just kind of, I don't know, trying to drum up support to the Avatar faithful. That like, if you want to keep, you better. I don't want to be beat by I don't want to be beat by Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't want to be beat by that drivel. So it is kind of an ego thing. He also could have been paid by George R. Martin because if he actually does this, if he goes from movie to book, then we can go book to show that already ended for Game of Thrones.
Oh, I see. Maybe it was all
Damn, I'm quick.
George R. Martin's plan. I get it. All right. Oh my god, it's full of crazy juice tonight. Let's see. No, but George Cameron is one of the people who came out and said like superhero movies are destroying cinema and all that BS. That people were jumping on that bandwagon. I think Spielberg was one of the first ones that said, "Oh, it's Drek," you know. So
I like these movies, but Spielberg shouldn't say shit with him being very instrumental in the creation of the Michael Bay Transformer franchise. But again, I like that. But
I'm saying that, like, I can also see what you just said, like him going, "Oh, I'm not going to be beat by that Deadpool Wolverine movie." So, yeah, I could definitely see him saying that.
Superman or whatever, you know.
Mando and Grogu making $2 billion, man. What are you talking about? Yeah, hopefully.
I don't think so. I mean, I think I'm gonna like that movie, but I don't know. Something telling me that I think Baby Yoda is over. We'll see.
Kassan says, I think it's creating controversy, like creating a
scarcity
threat. People have 10 years invested in Avatar, they'll react. Yeah, again, that's another thing. I mean, they do stuff like that's a marketing thing, definitely. Scare people into go seeing the movie. Like I said earlier, with the opposite of, like, if they don't get a great reaction on the first Doomsday trailer and Wolverine or Deadpool or both are in there, they'll come out with a second trailer that shows them, to create more of a buzz, to get people excited to go see the movie. It's same kind of idea. Like, oh, if you don't go see it, you're not going to get another one, and you'll have to read a book. And we know you people don't like to read because you're dumb enough to spend money on this movie. So, it was Pocahontas in space, people.
Now, there is also, though, the argument that it could actually be a legitimate logistics things, because I think one thing you can give James Cameron credit for here is in this medium, he's pushing the visual aspect, trying to prove that you can imagine it. I can show it on the screen for you, and that so the effects might be so expensive at that point that he needs them to make this much money, or else the only way that you can rightly see the visuals is to imagine it in your own brain.
Well,
I don't know.
But I'm going to say, like, if the visuals are that important to him, then you don't end on a book. You go and make a comic book. Come on now. Let's.
But your imagination, that's the whole meta thing, I think, that you try to go for here. Like your imagination. I'm the only one that can bring your imagination to life.
Don will be 25% of the ticket sales for Mando and Grogu. You know what? I guess I'll be the other 25%, because we will go see it for this podcast and review it. Because you're all going to go see it and you're going to love it. It's Star Wars. It doesn't matter. Star Wars is Star Wars. I mean, every movie, even the ones people don't like, have made over $1 billion. So in the Star Wars era, I think. Except,
right, and
I think the only one is, well, the main three all made over $1 billion. I think the lowest performing one is Solo, but they all have made a lot of money. D&D players are master of theater of the mind. They'll buy the Avatar books. All right, you'll be first in line for the books. I know, Don. All right.
Not at all. Not one bit.
That's the news, Don. We talked about a lot tonight. So
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, if you're watching this after the fact and you think we got something right, or you think we got something wrong, or if you think we're a couple of idiots, let us know in those comments down below. It always helps with the algorithm and gets us out there more, just like a Candace Owens conspiracy theory. We got to get spread by the algorithm. All right. Well, I think it's time to ask that question that we ask every episode.
What did we learn on the show tonight?
So tell me, Don, what'd you learn? Do you have any recommendations, or are you just tired?
No, I've been chilling all day, so I'm actually not that tired. But what I did learn is that you and I are not smart enough to not say a woman's name repeatedly after I say the R word. So I think we should steer clear of that. I do not have any recommendations, man. I'm just working, playing a little video games here and there in my very brief free time. So, fortunately, no recommendations yet again. Fingers crossed I'll start doing some way cooler stuff here in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. I learned that Kassan wants to know, what are we reviewing next week? And Secret Level of the Legendary Neem?
Secret
The
Level, that's
Legendary
on Netflix, right?
I think so. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Now that we're back to weekly, it's and it was a busy week. It was a busy week for both of us, so we didn't really think about it too much. But we'll figure it out. We'll let you know. I learned that after a long 4 days of running around for a holiday and spending time with the family, I really appreciate coming on here and just talking nerd shit with my friend and relaxing for an hour, because now I'm just going to go to bed and start the whole crap over again tomorrow morning.
I hear you.
Recommendations. It's on Amazon, Secret Level. So both are on Amazon. Okay. Well, maybe we'll figure out something to watch. It's December, folks, so that means that the last week of December and first week of January we'll probably take a break, spend time with our families on the holidays, as we do every year. There will be a year in review episode before the end of the year, and then whatever else, we'll figure it out. We'll let you know. You'll know when we know, because we all have no lives. All right. Recommendation: go hug your family, tell them you love them, and finish those leftovers before you got to throw them away, because we all had turkey comas, and let's have another one before we got to get rid of the leftovers. So on that note, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape caught in the door. See you next time.
If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. It really keeps this podcast alive. Smash the like button if you please. It gives us what we need. Maybe leave a comment or two. It's a really nice thing to do. And what are you waiting